What's going on, everybody? Welcome to your weekend astrology forecast for the weekend of June 25th and the 26th of 2022. Astrologer Brian Scarborough here, Fixed Air Moon, keeping the collective fixed on astrology. Truly appreciate you all for being here with me. Hope that you had a good week and are ready for this weekend. We are getting into that dark moon phase and getting ready for that new moon square Jupiter. Also, another promotion for my astrology school, beginner to reader. It starts in less than a week. It's $100 for 6 weeks. It's going to be a lot of hours of content, one class a week. They'll be on Fridays, and I'm really looking forward to sharing all the beginner stuff that we're all going to go through together so that anybody at any level can start this class. But by the end, everybody, no matter where you're at with astrology, will definitely be using it in a very empowering way for themselves and for others. So excited to teach this course. There's links in the description below, or you can visit my website, www.fixedairmoon.com/school. There's also a link on the homepage, so check it out. It's a good deal. It's going to be a lot of content, and we can be live. There'll be questions. And then, of course, if you can't make the live class, the videos will be up on the website in that school member area forever. So don't trip if you can't make it. Don't trip if you can't sign up on time. But if you can get in, get in. All right. Let's look at the weekend. All right. We got that sun on Saturday at 4 degrees of Cancer. A lot of shocking things, could be showing up in our personal life. We're having that moon finish up in its exaltation of Taurus, really trying to ground us in the things that make us feel good right now. So I feel like we're being presented with a lot of different options of where we're initiating and taking action for a story that's going to bring this value. And the North Node and Uranus are getting closer together. And Neptune's also about to station and go retrograde. So there's a lot of moving parts and a lot of different directions. And I think that this is just where intuitively and deep within yourself, you really know what is the best and what's comfortable and how to go get that right now. And you just don't want to over-identify with something that's false, or you'll have the rug pulled out from underneath you, and nobody wants to go through that. So the more in your truth you can be, the more on the money with the fact of the matter in your environment with Venus and Mercury in Gemini, you're going to be able to make the proper pivots and the proper changes in your environment and with people. And I think to find the right stimulating story that is right for you and really get to the point of that. The moon's also going to square, it's going to start square Saturn early in the morning on Saturday. Definitely kind of kicking our butt into gear. What do you really want to connect to when it comes to money, when it comes to finance, when it comes to your relationship to yourself, to the people? There is this weird pull this weekend of especially with Cupido, which is a trans-Neptunian planet in opposition to the sun. And really, there is this sort of T-square energy to Jupiter. But Cupido represents balance and harmony. It's similar to Libra energy, Venus energy. We're trying to find this sweet spot right now between our personal lives and whatever society is about to do that we have no control over. But realizing that you do have control over the things in life that you can create. And I think that it's important to envision and see the bigger picture of all the possibilities that you can create this weekend, and not get down on world events or whatever's going on, to really, figure out how to disconnect from that. It'll bring a lot of value to your life, and it'll bring, this level of character and integrity to your, just your inner being that can be very helpful in what that is growing and expanding. And then the moon does make that trine to Pluto, which is definitely uncovering more of this, what I want and how I'm going to get it, and learning also that it does need to let go of, certain aspects of our character that are not of that truth or the true self, but are maybe of a not self quality. we can cut those away. And Mars is 1 degree away from the sextile to Saturn, which is definitely positive for, pursuing our freedoms in life and, seeing the uniqueness and the beauty in all things and all people, regardless of what frequency or timeline other people might be on, but still choosing quality and what you want to define as your group or your tribe in your life. Definitely seeing that get cut away. And Mars is going to meet with Eris this weekend, and also, that square to Pluto's building. So there's just a lot of deep desires right now to, I think, go after something really big. And the transformation is really in starting the thing or pursuing whatever it is that you have felt most called to that is of that value system in your life. It's not hard to see the truth right now. I think that we can not want to see it. We can put the blinders on, and that's where we got to get out of that delusionary state at certain parts of our life, wherever they're at, because that's where the rug with this Neptune getting ready to station and go retrograde. Because if we look at Neptune, it's 5 minutes of geometry a day. It actually a day before, I believe Monday, it's gonna station. So it's right before the new moon, square Jupiter. This is definitely gonna shatter dreams, because they weren't ever meant to be real in the first place. So you got to get real about what's actually real Saturday and Sunday. Sunday, we're going to see the sun come to 5 degrees with the moon fully locked and loaded in Gemini, which it will come in Saturday as well. Just so much about our environment, so much about the things close to us. Think about Gemini. It rules the arms. What can you reach out and touch right now? Those are the things in life that are going to have the most stability. It's not about the big, far and wide search, although with the sun square Jupiter, we can start to think that it's the big, wide, far, outspread search and journey. Really, it's just what's close by, what makes sense in your environment, what's the truth, and how can you relate to that with the moon, Venus, and then the moon also with Mercury, and be able to express ourselves and have communication. And, I think it's a lot of it comes down to just the honesty as Neptune is stationing. Any deception is pretty much going to get cut through, especially with the moon on Aldebaran, Archangel Michael's sword. It's just what is false is going to be plain as day, and it's up to you to see it and discern it and make pivots in your life that are going to bring more stability and know what's up with your personal life. So we're definitely looking for comfort, and we're trying to navigate a lot of sort of emotion. I think it can go from really good highs to really big lows, and just trying to find a sweet spot where we're feeling this is fine, this is good. The moon will also make that sextile over to Jupiter, and Venus is starting to make that sextile to Jupiter too, which is going to happen right around this new moon as well. So there is backup, but it's only in really seeing the exciting relationships and the exciting paths and journeys, and how much you can, amplify your values in life by being truthful and honest about everything, and really going for top shelf quality things in life right now in a world where it's hard to get the top shelf. And that's why it's North Node Taurus, and it's there, but you have to put in the effort, and the step-by-step kind of grind to get these things. It's persistence. Persistence is very important as we enter the dark moon phase and close out the Gemini lunation. There's just so much coming full circle to our realization that nothing that is false is going to hold. And are you okay with that as Neptune spends its final day direct before it goes retrograde, and then Jupiter goes retrograde? We now have Jupiter at 7. It goes retrograde at 8. North Node Uranus is getting closer. Mars is going to meet with that. Mars is going to be pissed off when it gets into Taurus. So I think that this is very important to close out things that aren't of the truth, so you can get into the particular bigger belief about where you're going and what is of value to you. Because, Mars is in a pickle. So our desires, we're very headstrong right now. And I think that can be good or bad depending on where we're seeing clearly and where we're not seeing clearly, because Pluto's going to uncover the biggest, truth of our destiny. It's the last time we're going to see Mars square Pluto retrograde in Capricorn. So this is a big defining moment that we're coming up to, and it's starting to build now. So much of our comforts and the identity that we have been and the character that we have been are really starting to evolve. And I think that that's beautiful. And I think that, we should be embracing the change and the pivot right now, because remember also at the end of this year, actually fall in October, Mars is going to come into Gemini in retrograde, and Mars is really going to activate some of the biggest changes in our life. Remember, in 2012, Venus retrograded in Gemini and eclipsed the sun. It also did in 2020, which really was like an activation of the Mayan prophecy in many ways. And now Mars is really the activator that's coming to retrograde, and really it's putting us into a whole new reality by the end of this year. So, you got to find comfort in your new stories right now. And this is a good weekend to cut out really, honestly, what isn't of that truth in your life. Okay. I hope you all have a great weekend. I did this early Friday night, of course. If you're catching the live, I don't even know. I'll pull up the chat before I leave, but I'm about to go drive up north and spend some time with my son. Very Cancer season, 4th house for this Aries rising, and I'm really looking forward to it. He got a haircut, and he looks so handsome, but it kind of was like a tear to my eye because, he doesn't have long hair like Dad anymore, but he seems happier with it short too, so that's all that really matters. I'll definitely put some pictures on the Instagram, on the gram. Ace of Pentacles this weekend. I just think that there's definitely a lot of new beginnings that are trying to show up, and there's gifts that are trying to be delivered, but they're like, it's like we don't want to see them, we don't want to take them. Like we're worried in some way that it's not the right one. Just got to get back to your character and your truth. It's not as difficult as it seems, and I think that this is also kind of like like money situations in the world are getting hairier and hairier. Really have to learn how to generate right now, and there's gifts out there all over the place to do that. You just have to be able to identify with it. And we got the Wheel of Fortune in reverse. It's not bad luck out there in the world. It's not like we're just destined for bankruptcy and failure or something. I think that honestly, these cards are saying that a lot of people, to me, are not willing to take this, exciting new route and spin that wheel of fate and see what happens. Because it's like, there's a jackpot on there and there's a bankruptcy on that wheel, and everybody's tripping about bankruptcy right now, and they're almost manifesting that in their own lives, when really there's something extremely positive that's fruitful and bearing, and something, it's fresh. Like we just don't know, and that's scary. It's like we're on this precipice. Got to jump into the unknown and let fate, work its way and be able to pivot this weekend. It's definitely a weekend of like, change is your friend. Pivots are your friend. Something different is your friend. And it's all going to be stuff that's in your grasp that you can make happen. It's not a far and wide search, believe it or not. And the Hanged Man upright. Yeah, we need to stop. It's time to shift our perspective and look at things the other way. Like I mentioned with bankruptcy and jackpot, like really looking at the jackpot of life right now that we came to create, and not the other end of it, and realizing that it's in your hands to do just that. But, too focused on one outcome when there's a whole nother outcome this weekend that's possible. And if you look at things from a different angle, you'll start to see just how true that is. All right. I love you all very much. Have a beautiful weekend. Please do check out my course that I'm starting in less than a week, Friday, July 1st, 2020. Appreciate you all. You're all amazing. And I will see you soon. Have a beautiful weekend. Much love. Peace.